What's up, guys? It's Mitch with SC Weather. Hope y'all been having a good Tuesday. I got y'all an update on specifically here in the Carolinas on what the impacts are going to be with the remnants of Sally that's going to be moving through here in the next couple of days, and also the very strong cold front for this time of the year that is going to give us well below average, not just for a day or so, but for an extended period of time. So I'm going to keep y'all updated on that. So before we get going, I asked y'all do subscribe. I keep everybody updated as much as possible here in the weather in South Carolina, the Carolinas, and I'm trying to grow this platform, YouTube, and trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So it would be awesome if y'all can hit that subscribe button while y'all watching. It is so appreciated, for real. The support is awesome from you guys. So let's get going into it. So the image you saw, the video you saw before, was the GFS run through, and this is the European, which is more south, which is more impactful as far as heavier rain, more deeper into the state. So we're going to watch this. Right here we have the NAM. It's moving slow here, but the NAM is kind of weird looking. The NAM almost shows what will be like the bottom end of Sally that moves through parts of the state and almost develops like a line of storms that may have potential spin up potential to it that may create a severe weather threat here in the Carolinas that isn't really being talked about besides the rainfall. But here we go. We got the GFS, and we're going to run through this pretty fast. The GFS moves it through, and check out the energy. What the GFS does is it keeps the bulk of the really heavy rain as in 3 to 5 to 6 to 7 inches of rain in the upstate, the far northwest corner of the state, and moves into the Carolinas, into North Carolina, things like that, and just slams, regardless of what model you look at, parts of the South Carolina. Now check it out. This is rainfall totals for the GFS through the entire duration of Sally. That is several inches of rain in parts in the far upstate of South Carolina, but there is a pretty distinct cutoff in all of the Carolinas, North and South Carolina, and it shows the bulk of the heavier rain. Here's a close-up image of the Carolinas, kind of more northwest, if you will. And now don't get me wrong, places in the Midlands, they get maybe a couple inches of rain, but not near as much as Greenville, Spartanburg, which gets several inches of rain. But this is something to note because the GFS for days now has been more northwest than the European model. But here's the European model. And same with the GFS. This is more of just a kind of outlook on why it is more south or north. European is more south with this. Now check it out. We go to the next image. It's not very defined, if you will, a definition to it or anything like that. It just shows obviously the darker green is where the heavier rain is, and it still shows over the upstate more so of South Carolina, but it's a little bit nudged more southeast into places like the Midlands. So it brings places like the Midlands more in play for heavier rain. So this is something we have to watch. Honestly, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the Euro for more reasons I'm going to explain later in this video, but check it out. A broader outlook of the southeast, so where the heavier rain will set up with the European through the remnants of Sally here. It definitely nudges it more south. We're going to get a close-up view here coming up in a second. But check it out, closer of the Carolinas. It definitely brings more rain to the Midlands, and even just more rain in general, even in places in the upstate. Seeing 4 to 5 to 6, 7 inches of rain. The European has had more rain in general, showing for really any given location for Sally. So that is definitely one thing to note, is the European just wants more rain in general. But local national weather services, this is what they're trying, this is what they want to say, and I think they have a very good idea. 2 to 3 inches for Columbia, 3 to 4 Edgeville, 3 to 4 Camden. And it obviously gets more the more northwest you get. So Newberry, Winsboro, they're thinking 4 to 6 inches of rain. Half a foot of rain is a lot of rain. So this is the Greenville, Spartanburg, so places in the upstate. They're giving you more. They're trying to shoot a more exact total at you, but just keep in mind this is probably more in the 4 to 6, 4 to 7 inch rain range, especially in the western parts of the upstate, a little less in the eastern parts of the upstate, like maybe towards Rock Hill and stuff. So flooding is a major deal. It's going to be a major issue, especially in the upstate. Wind speeds, I don't think it's going to be a major deal, but we still need to watch out for it. The next thing we need to talk about, and this is the prize for dealing with all the rain, I guess you can say, is the incredible cold front that we're going to get, that everybody, I imagine most people are going to enjoy. It's going to bring incredibly fall-like conditions for this weekend into most of next week. But check it out, I've already missed a few frames here. But basically these frames, these for the GFS dew points, these are dew points. Basically it showed the dry air that we're dealing with right now. It's kind of warm, it's about 80, upper 70s out there, but it's still dry. The dew points are low, you don't really feel much humidity. But as you can tell, the oranges and yellows were creeping back through the state. That is because the remnants of Sally obviously is very wet. Moisture, humidity comes with, if Sally wasn't here, I think we would keep the low humidity through even into the weekend if Sally wasn't coming through. But the humidity comes with Sally because it brings moisture, and I mean that's kind of self-explanatory a little bit, but dew points skyrocket for about a day or so as we have all that rain that I just showed you over the state. But once the remnants of Sally move through, all the heavy rain from what would have been Hurricane Sally moves all the way through, that cold front pushes through, basically pushes the rest of the energy from Sally on out into the back and out into the Atlantic Ocean, and more dry air moves through, much less humid than it is right now even so. And check out this, and this is getting into Saturday morning from the GFS. That is some very, very dry air, the driest air we've seen since probably April or May, will move into the state and the Carolinas, and there will just be no humidity. Even down there, you guys on the coast and the far south tip of South Carolina, the coast will feel this. Everybody will. Nobody will get left out. I'm telling you guys. Might take a little bit longer to get to the southern edge of part of the state, but much less humidity is coming. And I tell you what, the humid air, the dry air just keeps reloading and entering until next week. It's not a one-day thing, I'm telling you guys, and it's just going to be nice. So these are the actual air temperatures, and this is for tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think a lot of areas are going to wake up into the 50s, especially in the upstate, and here in the Midlands, upper 50s to low 60s. Tomorrow, models are disagreeing on tomorrow, but I do think it's going to get in the upper 70s to low 80s. Low temperatures, it will not drop down very low tomorrow night into Thursday morning, because that's when we start to get that surge of humidity, surge of moisture that's coming with Sally. So temperatures, there's almost like a warm sector to this storm. It's kind of wild. The GFS and the Euro are kind of picking up on that, so showing temps that might soar into the 80s, which might provide fuel to a severe element to Sally. We're going to watch that. But as we start to get into late Friday, temperatures, this will be a beautiful day. It won't be a beautiful day, but temperatures won't be bad. That's what I meant to say. But as we get into overnight Friday into Saturday, dry air begins to filter in along with lowering temperatures, and these are temperatures. And I tell you what, Saturday is going to be one heck of a football day weather-wise. It's going to feel like football weather. It might be kind of damp a little bit, but not too wet, and it'll be just kind of cloudy, and temperatures only hitting to the upper 60s to low 70s. And then Saturday night, temperatures drop like a rock into the 50s and probably upper 40s for some people. So it's something incredible we have to watch here. This doesn't happen a lot in September, guys. We normally get 1 or 2 cool blasts in September, but it doesn't happen multiple times. And one thing it sure as heck does not do is last a long time. It's normally a day or two and it's on out of here. It doesn't normally take until maybe November until we get some week-long periods with fall-like conditions is what I'm trying to say. But I'm missing some frames here, but like I said, you start to get to later into next week, and it just continues. So we're into Euro. I'm going to run through this pretty quick, kind of talk over it, but it basically shows the same thing. But it basically shows humidity building as the GFS showed it, as the remnants of Sally move through. The only true thing I'm seeing that's different with the European model is maybe high temperatures, but with the humidity, I noticed that the dry air kind of filters in a little bit later than the GFS, which allows for a little bit more warmer of a night overnight Friday into Saturday morning. and there's just a little bit more of a delay. But one thing I am noticing with the Euro is that the drier air kind of lingers much longer, and it looks like more dry air is what I'm trying to say. But as Sally begins to pull away, we start to get into Saturday, and as I mentioned, there's more of a delay to it on the Euro, but it comes, and when it comes, it is a lot of dry air comes. So you got dew points in the 50s already going into Saturday and things like that, and then it just unleashes, and just a lot of just a much cooler air mass comes in, a much more comfortable air mass. We definitely will have our dew points in the 40s for the first time this fall. Dew points in the 40s and 50s are just awesome fall weather, guys. So we're getting into early next week now, Monday, and still just dew points in the 40s, even all the way into the coast. So this is a whole entire statewide kind of deal. Temperatures, so tomorrow morning, temperatures will be comfortable. Europeans not really saying as cool as the GFS, but I think a lot of areas, I mentioned on Twitter today that I think tonight will be a good night to open up your windows from maybe the Midlands point north. Don't open them up until right when you go to bed, because it's still kind of warm out there right now. But tomorrow, we kind of get going, and we're getting into Thursday now. Temperatures are in the 70s, but it's a humid 70s. It's not a real comfortable 70s because you have so much moisture in place and so much humidity. But low temperatures for Friday are not going to be comfortable because you're still getting the rest of Sally working out. But high temperatures Saturday, Friday, you start to, and then this thing's just rolling on me. I can't even keep up. But Saturday, like I mentioned, Saturday is going to be a day where it's just going to feel like football weather. It's going to be cloudy, and it's going to be cool. But check it out. Temperatures really dip down for Sunday morning. You're going to wake up, go to church, or just getting up and getting going. It's going to be truly probably the coolest morning so far this fall, and it's just going to be an outstanding day Sunday. I mean, it's finally going to be clear, but we're going to be dealing with multiple days of clouds and rain for several days, probably starting tomorrow. The clouds are really starting to move in, but check it out. Monday morning, I'm calling it right now. Monday morning will be the first morning we'll see our first 40s. Somewhere in the upstate's going to see 40s, and maybe even in the Midlands. So we're getting into next week now. This could tweak a little bit because we're starting to get later in the range. But, it's saying only 69 degrees for a high in Columbia Monday, and then even more chillier for Tuesday morning. But we really have something to look forward to as far as much cooler temperatures. But we have to get through Sally. We're going to be dealing with some soaking rain for 2 days straight. So y'all stay safe out there. Watch out for flooding. And thank you for watching. Y'all have a blessed evening.